and Aisha are preparing for a treasure hunt game in school. They are trying to piece together a map. Each of them has 1/3 of the map. So, between the two of them, what part of the map do they have? To find out, you need to know how to multiply a fraction by a whole number. This animation will take you through the process. When you multiply a fraction by a whole number, you multiply the whole number by the numerator of the fraction. Coming back to Priya and Aisha, the two girls have 1/3 of the map each. We can represent the situation as 1/3 multiplied by 2. Let's simplify this. You must be aware that multiplication is repeated addition. Therefore, we can write this in another way. 1/3 plus 1/3. Let's first simplify using the repeated addition method. This is what it would look like. We will have 1/3 of the map from Aisha and 1/3 of the map from Priya. Both these fractions have the same denominator, 3. To add fractions with a common denominator, we first add the numerators. In our example, the numerators are 1 and 1. So, the total is 2/3. Therefore, between the two of them, Aisha and Priya have 2/3 of the map. When we multiplied 1/3 by 2, we actually multiplied 2 by the numerator of the fraction, while the denominator, 3, remains the same. The product is thus 2/3. Thus, the rule for multiplying a fraction by a whole number is multiply the whole number by the numerator of the fraction, while the denominator of the product is the same as the denominator of the fraction. So, you see Priya and Aisha can together join 2/3 of the map. Here, we have a fraction, 3/4, to be multiplied by the whole number 5. Let us apply the rule for multiplication of a fraction by a whole number. When we multiply 3/4 by 5, 3 is multiplied by the whole number 5, and the denominator remains the same. In this way, we get the numerator 15 and the denominator 4. Writing this fraction as a mixed number, we get 3 3/4. Sonia won a gold medal for 100-meter sprint at her school athletics. Her parents have taken her to Yummykins Pizzas for a treat. Sonia orders an exotic chicken pizza and her parents order an Indian paneer pizza. The pizzas arrive and Sonia is tempted. She looks at both the pizzas and wants half of each. How much do you think is her share? Let's find out how much is half of 2 pizzas. Take a look at this pizza. It is divided into 2 equal halves. Each shaded portion represents half of the whole pizza. Now, let's take 2 pizzas. Each pizza is divided into 2 equal halves. Notice that 1/2 of each pizza is shaded. Each shaded part represents half of a pizza. What would happen if we combine the 2 halves? The 2 halves, that is, the shaded portions, will combine to form 1 pizza. Thus, we can say that half of 2 is 1. We can also find this out by multiplying half by 2. Thus, we can conclude that of stands for multiplication. Observe that the 2 circles are equal in size and divided into 5 equal parts. The shaded part of each represents 1/5 of the circle. Let us see what part of a circle do both these together represent. You can see that the 2 shaded parts represent 2/5 of the circle. Thus, 1/5 of 2 is 2/5. We can also find this answer by multiplying 1 upon 5 by 2. Let us check it out. When you multiply 1/5 by the whole number 2, you get 2 upon 5. Thus, we see of represents multiplication. Mrs. Sharma has a plot of land in the shape of a square. She has gifted 1/2 of the land to her elder brother Manoj. Now, Mrs. Sharma wants to gift half of the remaining land to her sister Shilpa. What part of the land do you think will go to Mrs. Sharma's sister? Let us find out. This is Mrs. Sharma's piece of land. The shaded part represents half of the land that she wants to give to her brother Manoj. She also wants to give half of the remaining half to her sister. The shaded part represents the part of land that her sister gets. Do you notice that this part is 1/4 of the total land? We can also arrive at this answer by finding half of 1/2. We know that of represents multiplication. So, this can be written as 1/2 into 1/2. When we multiply two fractions, we find the product of the numerators upon the product of the denominators. Therefore, when we multiply 1 upon 2 by 1 upon 2, we get 1 upon 4. How would we multiply 3 upon 2 by 1 upon 4? We'll multiply the numerators of the fractions with each other. Likewise, we will multiply the denominators together. 3 and 1 are the numerators, and 2 and 4 are the denominators. This gives us 3 multiplied by 1 as the numerator, and 2 multiplied by 4 as the denominator. As a result, we get 3 upon 8.